Hello guys, so I decided to try this new format of walking with you in the go-to spots in New York. So today we're going to I think, one of the go-to contemporary spots in New York, which is the Modern Museum of MoMA, basically, more of art. And so let me know what you think. I also heard it recently, which I think is quite fascinating, that when you go to the museum, I think we all have this need that you need to see it all, every single painting, and just, see it all. But basically, if you see just one painting, it's more than enough. And that's what I'm inspired by today. So I walked through different floors, show one of my few favorite artworks. And if this format works, we'll do more of those in the near future. So happy Saturday to you, and I'll see you inside. Okay, so what I love here, you can decide right away which floor you're going to go to, just cause they have the highlights of all the exhibitions. This is quite perfect. And then the famous piece by Rafik Anadol. I'm not sure whether it's his piece. Okay, had to make a voiceover over this one. So that's a video diptych by Leslie Thornton called Handmade, and it examines of how we see and perceive the world. When I look at this, I'm rather confused, but maybe I need to look at it more. Let me know what you think. Okay, so this is an installation by Otobong Nkanga. Literally had to Google it to find out what is it about, because it left me so confusing while I was there. And from the artist's interview, it says that my work connects us to our shared histories, not just through land and geography, but through emotions shaped by events. I definitely want to know what kind of emotions we're talking, because it looks pretty heavy. So one of the things I like to do, because I don't like to get overwhelmed with their weird contemporary art, which is sometimes weird, I just quickly run through all the floors and try to find things that impress me the most and then enjoy them closely, as opposed to just stare at every piece and try to make sense of it, because just sometimes you can't. Let's have a look at this, for example. All right, this is supposed to be a very complex structure that reflects some really important questions. What you get out of it is just something that you cannot understand without reading about it, and then make me question what is the purpose of art. And famous Mike Kelley's Deodorized Central Mass with Satellites. So his work was primarily focused on examination of the middle-class American culture. Apparently he was interested in the stuffed animals particularly because they reveal so much about the culture they were made at. Therefore, he used them as artistic material to express those thoughts. Honestly, the only thing this piece makes me think is environmental issues and recycling. Let me know, what do you think about when you look at it? Okay, so now this is a contemporary art that I guess resonates with me more. Pollock, of course, you recognized. That's also Pollock. And I think on this floor they have Richard Serra, more of whose works inside. Let's see. Okay, no, pardon. I meant Marc Rothko, the famous artist who creates these paintings with different colors. The funny story is, I think it happened in MoMA a while ago when they hang one of his painting upside down, which is, I don't know how you decide where it's up and where it's down here. And it's been hanging here for 30 years, basically in the wrong direction. But you know what? The talent is a mysterious feature in one. So let me know. Do you like Marc Rothko? And if you do, why? Okay, I hope they won't ban me from museum afterwards. But still, they have a freedom of speech, so thanks God. But yeah, trying to find the piece I would like. So far I can't, but we'll keep searching. Oh, this is very actually lively piece. I almost convinced it's art. You know? Joyce Wieland did that. So the thing that gives me hope is that I think almost everyone here is quite confused, like, what is this whole thing about? That's why we're gonna have a series of art talks with curators, because the one question everyone has is like, what is this about? Okay, now, this is a masterpiece. If you know Rene Magritte, a famous artist, if I remember correctly, this painting called Lovers, and this is just incredible. Look at the colors, at the mystery, at the posture, at the features. It makes you wonder who are those, and makes it easier for you to associate yourself with those two. So have a look. The famous piece by Rene Matisse, The Dancers, I think it is. It's actually Dance 1 by Henri Matisse. I mean, the scale of work is quite fascinating. I love how large it is. I also appreciate the prevail of like natural colors, such as blue and green, soft lines of the dancers, and more importantly, the idea that you can guess their character, even though you can barely see their features. Quite mysterious, isn't it? Wow. This seems like the most popular painting. It makes me so happy. So this is the painting by Marc Chagall. The painting was made the year after Chagall moved to Paris. It evokes his memories of the place. He shows peoples and animals living side by side, their mutual dependence and connection with each other. You can see invisible interaction between two major characters on the canvas, peasant and the cow. This almost confronting posture leaves us thinking whether they're friends or rather enemies. What do you think? Okay, it's a great floor. This one I like the most. So this is my probably first so far favorite painting at MoMA by František Kupka. It's called Madame Kupka Among Verticals. And I think this painting is absolutely fascinating. This painting always leaves me wondering and also reminds me a little bit of myself. I guess it's a flattery to me. There's so many different realities, emotions. All of those vertical lines reminds me either our thoughts or things we go through, or even how many realities the world has, and just very philosophical. This is the painting by Pablo Picasso, and it caught my eye because I just think it's, at least for my taste, quite untypical for Picasso. You couldn't guess right away. And it also gives me the impression as if there's a woman in mind of this man, you know, this shape of woman. Maybe I'm wrong. I know. It's called Head of the Medical Student. Oh wow, that looks promising. And it is. So the work is by Thomas Schutte, and the artist often uses his art to traverse the political and the cultural landscape. The work called Strangers, and it's a group of brightly colored ceramic figures and vessels that he first installed on the roof of a German department store. At the time, the dissolution of the Soviet sphere and wars in Yugoslavia, the Middle East, and Africa had led to the migration of a large numbers of asylum seekers to a recently unified Germany. Wow, this work is definitely a statement. You know, one of the things that struck me while I was walking here is that I think MoMA does the most important thing, which is just like to keep dialogue open, to make you question things, to make you wonder what is all of this about. And even though some of the pieces are just outrageous, again for my taste, I think it's just fascinating how wild and different and wide the human imagination is. And yeah, it's so much worth the trip. Let's explore further. Now look at this. The huge metallic sculptures or some sort of metal made, I'm not sure. And that's incredible how much character the one has, even though it's not even, I know, human body, but look at the posture, look at the everything. Fascinating. Okay, so some of the artwork's just hard to get without the given narrative. What do you think? Who is that, or what is it, or like, I need to read. Okay, so I just read about it. It's apparently a combination of different eras in one sculpture. So I'm not sure to which sculpture related the description, but there was something about how one of those sculptures has the combination of Matisse, Disney, and someone else. So I guess that's the statement, right? Look at that. That is impressive. The guy looks a little like Lord Voldemort. But, humongous sculpture. Definitely need to read more about it. Okay, we're reading about the artist now. So this gallery highlights the full arc of Schutte's career from his time at Düsseldorf in the mid-70s. As a young student, he contended with the achievements as well as the shortcomings of work by minimal and conceptual artists who expanded the idea of what art could be during the 1960s. Unlike his predecessors, however, Schutte was drawn to figuration, narrative, and handmade crafts. He used to say, "I still think today that artists should have dirty fingers." Well, I can't argue with that one. Among the challenges artists face are technical failures or long periods of inertia. If I'm stuck, I don't spend my weeks in misery. Schutte has resolved. I change direction, switching between problems, media, or scale. This determination has not only allowed him to keep making, but to do so with agility. You guys, so I finished reading this description from MoMA. I gotta tell you, I don't know who writes it, but there are like 20% of words I don't know, so let me know if you're with me, especially if you're native speakers. When I looked at this piece especially, I thought that's how your first year of living in New York looks like, everything at one place. Very relatable piece, actually. Very relatable. So one last thing I would highly encourage you to do is to visit MoMA's bookstore. It is incredible and has so many books and so many thought-provoking covers of the books that basically without reading and just making it out of here, you can have new thoughts, new ideas, new solutions, for that matter, anything. Okay guys, thank you for being with us, visiting MoMA with us. Click the like button, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what else would you want to see, which is the next gallery or museum you would want us to visit. And yeah, thank you for watching.